Hello, and welcome to the Leftovers podcast, episode something.
It's immediately less professional.
It's already the cringiest thing I've ever fucking heard.
You've been talking mad shit in the comments section, okay?
I was, until I dropped your podcast.
Listen, this is the Anarchy episode. We got rid of Cooper.
And replaced him with a significantly worse voice.
No, the important thing is that we replaced him with a woman.
You're right. That's literally all that matters.
This is feminism now, okay?
Yes. Let's
this is
do
what we're
this,
doing.
girls!
In 2019.
Girl power!
We're using a lesser mic, too, so there's that.
I love it. That's girl power.
Don't tell them that.
Well, I'm sure they can tell.
Oh, no. This is the opposite of feminism, because the girl power episode's gonna be worse in every way.
So y'all are gonna read Captain Marvel fanfiction, right?
Oh, okay, that's cool
girl power
to hear
episode.
from you. I'm sure that's a very original opinion you have.
It is. Yeah.
Never heard it before. On YouTube, specifically.
I love Captain Marvel.
Okay, thank you.
Make me sound stupid, okay?
Welcome to the podcast. I'm Paige.
I'm Riley.
And I am Holly. I was mentioned in, episode 3.
I've mentioned you in a couple episodes.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, would you?
I just talk mad shit about you in old episodes.
Damn, well now I gotta go listen.
Yeah, I mean, basically, there was a whole episode that we just talked mad shit about you, and
That's
you should go
what's
listen
up.
to it.
I will.
Keep looking for it.
I will. Yeah, I'll try.
So who wants to go first?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
This week's tag was vampire.
Right.
And I guess we can explain the tag a little bit. I always feel like vampire stories are really trashy.
They are.
They are.
There you go. See you later. This has been the Leftovers podcast.
Thank you for listening.
You get your different type of vampires. You get them that are just vampires with powers. You get like Twilight. You get
Yeah.
You get vampires that have alpha, beta, omega shit.
That's ugly.
I know. You have vampires who have mates.
Ooh.
Soulmates.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fine.
You have vampires that can walk out into the sun, and you have...
I've read a few like that.
Yeah, you have your ugly-ass vampires, and you have your angsty vampires.
I love it.
I felt like that was a lot of the same.
They probably were.
There's nuances.
Are you defending this tag?
I'm not defending it, but I can be like, there are separate things that make the tag.
So Paige likes the tag vampires.
I read it all the time.
She reads it daily.
All the time.
That's what I'm getting.
Every day.
This is a bad episode for me to join. Not only because this is a bad tag that I kind of enjoy, but I can't say the word vampire. So
Can you repeat that again?
No, we can't.
For clarity.
Moving on. We're not talking
One more
about,
time.
We're not going to talk
Just
about
one last time, because we're going to say it a lot.
Okay. Vampire.
I don't hear anything wrong with it.
Vampire.
Thank you.
Vampire.
Person whose name I forgot. Paige. I got you.
Say it one more time.
Paige.
That's not the word that I was looking for.
The name that I remembered, though, so we're not gonna press that any further.
You want to say vampire?
Oh, shut the front door, girl!
This is not a PG podcast. Why did you do that?
I appreciate
I'm trying to
it.
be sweet, okay?
Alright.
I curse every other word.
Okay, but we see through
Fine.
your fucking... we see through your act, okay?
I would hope!
This episode has a good setup. Riley and I are sharing one chair.
A very small, old chair.
One of
Lose
us
some
is
weight, bitch.
one of us is a little too big to be sharing this chair with the other, but I'm not gonna say who.
It was Riley.
Paige.
I'm just a fucking liar.
I didn't
Thank
say
you,
anything.
Holly.
I just
Holly's
sneezed.
here on my side.
I got my own chair because I'm a thick bitch.
Can we cut that out and put it in the front of the episode?
I will. It's gonna be at the beginning
you-
and the
Can
end.
you make a remix of it? That can be our intro.
No.
I'll do my best, even though I have no
I've heard your
experience with
work
music.
in Audacity. It's truly
You've heard-
beautiful.
2 of my works.
Yeah, all
I've
2.
seen a nice visual edit.
That had an audio edit too.
Ooh, well, I didn't bother with that. I like the visual spin that you
She's
gave to
basically
it.
a pro, so.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Kirby.
Kirby. I forgot
No.
about your Kirby. Whoops.
That takes away from the rest of your portfolio, if I'm gonna be honest.
My portfolio is great.
Recently added a deer cat.
Mm-hmm.
A cat deer.
Yes.
No.
It looks really good and
It does.
not horrible at all.
Not a
I spent
chance.
a lot of time on it, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and tried my best.
Why would you lie to the public like this?
I never
Lie
lie.
to,
You have a
like, 2
responsibility.
people. Doesn't
Yeah, the
matter,
public.
really.
The public!
I don't fucking lie.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
Riley, you should go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So, the fic I read was in preparation for Holly coming onto this episode.
Yeah.
So I picked the thing she loves the most in the world, which is Detective Conan.
I love it, Stan.
And I'm gonna ruin it for her.
Please don't.
Because this was bad.
Oh boy. How many words, first of all?
I think it was something like 15,000.
Why the fuck?
I read over 10,000 every time.
Why the front door?
Thank you for correcting yourself for this Christian podcast.
No, but seriously, 15,000.
Could have been worse.
This bitch.
I've read longer.
This bitch giving the side eye like, nah. 15,000.
How long is yours?
It's around the same.
Get this bitch out of here.
Just to be fair, she told me that was a long ass fic.
Hmm.
Wait, I am such a fucking liar. I was looking at the hits.
What?
That's even worse.
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
Mine's 108,000 words and 18.
You read all of it?
Yes.
How could you possibly think it was 15,000?
I don't know. It all became a blur at some point, if I'm gonna be honest.
15,000 words.
It's not done yet either. Because there's multiple endings and they've only posted
That's
one of
garbage.
them. I hate multiple endings, but anyway, on with yours.
Okay, so it was a beautiful, beautiful ship between our favorite little boy / teenager,
Oh.
Conan,
Okay.
and our favorite teenager thief, Kaito Ki.
Oh my god.
My
if
favorite
that ain't
character.
The most basic ship.
See, I knew you'd like it.
I
knew you'd
shipped
be a
that
big
shit
fan.
when I was like, 12? Like, get out of here.
Well, that's convenient because I feel like whoever wrote this is 12 too.
Yeah,
so you had a lot in
high five,
common. Yeah.
I was gonna be like, who do you think writes vampire stories? But Cooper's aunt just came out with.
Oh my god.
Look, you're either like 11 or
Or
you're like
middle-aged mom.
55. It's
There's
one or
no
the
in
other.
between, right?
There is no in between.
Good to know we have a bright future ahead of us.
Oh, I love it. Another hour of this.
Okay, but the story begins. Wait, we should probably explain what just the beginning premise of Conan so that everyone knows.
Somebody else should do that because I'm a pop off.
Basically, the only important fact we need to know is that he's like a world famous teenage detective named Jimmy Kudo. If you watch the dub, okay?
The good dub, okay.
And he gets abducted and turned into a child by bad people.
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
They were like, we're gonna poison you. And
So
then he woke up as a child.
He has the brain of his teenage detective self in a child body.
Now he has to live with Rachel and Detective Richard Moore in
Thank you,
order to
Netflix.
solve crimes. Yeah.
Love that. So basically, if you're worried about how he's in a child body, which I was the whole time,
It's fine.
Fine.
It's fine.
He has the brain of an adult.
Is he in his child body?
He's
Yeah,
got
he's
the brain
totally-
of an adult and the penis of a child.
Thank you. So, it begins.
What rating is this fanfic?
M.
Then that's what had to be said.
Does he fuck the young boy?
You have to wait and find out.
Oh, I can't wait.
So it begins with our special boy, Conan. He starts in danger and he's
A
like,
little too special.
how did I get into this situation? He's been kidnapped.
I love it.
I'm sure you do.
This is already starting out really consensual.
Yes.
And he's chained to a pole and he's like, how the fuck did I get here? But this is a joke that was made within moments of me reading this story. Can you read that aloud for me?
As of the moment, he was still Edogawa Conan, but in a few moments, he would only be Edogawa Corpse.
That's not the worst joke I've ever heard.
That was abysmal. Oh my god.
Hi, my name's Edogawa Corpse.
And he looks over, and his arm is, like, scratched up and bleeding really badly. He's like, what the fuck happened to me? I can't really remember. 1 second I was there, and now I'm here. And a goon walks in and is like, we've got you. We know your secret, little boy.
Oh boy.
He's like, how do they know my secret? And he's like, Conan's like, why do you have me trapped here? What are you doing with me? And he's like, we're trying to get Kaito, kid. You're gonna be the bait. He's like, Kaito, kid? Why? What does he have to do with any of this?
To be honest.
And then the little gremlin, the minion, his boss summons him from the darkness and is like, Hyena, get over here.
No.
His name is Hyena. His fucking mother hated him. But he's trapped here for a few days because they're using him as bait, just waiting for Kaito Kid to show up.
Why would Kaito Kid show up?
You'll find out. You'll find out why he shows up.
They're not even close. What?
You're gonna find out the truth, okay?
Oh, I can't wait.
So they're only feeding him water, so he's basically on the verge of
Feed
death.
him water.
Shut the fuck up.
Why
bitch.
even bother with that?
So he lives, but he's like
He's
like a
a
Holocaust
corpse.
and he passes out
Yeah.
Naturally.
from dehydration. And
From
blood
dehydration.
and blood loss. Combination of the two. And when he wakes up, he's like, oh god,
That's
I'm still in the room.
starvation?
Starvation or dehydration?
Dehydration, he's not dead.
Wait, so is he starving? And he isn't drinking?
No, you won't starve until a few weeks.
I don't know how this works. It's
But you have to
fine.
drink water every 3 days or you'll die. I think.
Maybe.
So they're only giving them the bare minimum?
Yes.
I was just imagining them giving them a lot of water and being like, eat it up,
No,
bitch.
it's
Eat
bare
the
minimum.
water, bitch.
You guys are slow, okay.
A little
Give them
bit.
a bowl of water and a spoon.
Okay. So he wakes up and there's like, he hears a thud and a decapitated head falls in front of him.
Hyena, no!
And it's Hyena.
I'm so sad. I liked Hyena.
His mother didn't.
And from the windowsill, Kaito.
He decapitated! This boy doesn't even carry a gun! He's decapitating Hyena!
He's wearing a white suit, of course, covered in red blood.
What did Hyena do?
He stole his beloved.
His beloved child?
I knew you'd love this.
Oh no.
He's like, oh, it's Conan. I'm here to save you.
Uh-huh.
And this is a thought he had, word for word. Can you read this sentence for me?
Please.
Oh,
Please.
bother.
Please.
I would like to remind everyone that
He's talking
Conan
about a child.
is a child right now.
He's a 7-year-old boy.
The sweet virgin blood of his beloved called out to him.
I sure hope he's a fucking virgin.
He won't be after this story.
No.
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 But top or bottom? No.
No.
grade for me.
You're right, though.
But,
I
I feel attacked.
feel pain.
Conan's barely awake, and he's like, oh. And Kaito just breaks the chains.
With his bare hands?
Yes, with his bare hands.
That's what I'm afraid somebody would do to my moped.
And then he picks up the little boy and is going towards the window when some other goons shoot him. He gets 2 bullets in him, but he's fine, because he just jumps out the window. Naturally, of course. And then he takes the little boy and puts him in the car and drives away to his mansion.
Since when does Kaito drive?
I think he had, like, a servant that drives him. Is that true?
He did. He has the old man servant. So.
Well, I didn't feel like saying that to detail, but you're like...
I was like, are they a real fan, though?
But you're a real fan, so I can't hide that detail
though.
from you. And so, when Conan wakes up, he's in Kaito's manor, and he's like, where am I? Why am I here? And Kaito walks in, and he's like, you're here because I saved you.
Because you're sweet virgin mannequin.
He has that exact sentence he says in his mind. Again.
Again. No, he loves it.
There's definitely a child. You're definitely saying that about a child.
He's loving the fact that he's a child. And
A virgin child.
A virgin child. And I'm not here for that.
I'm not here for it either.
Were there any tag warnings for this?
Not really. It was kind of bare minimum tags.
Okay.
So you never know what to expect with fucking
I love
fics like
those.
that. I have read some fics where it'll be like, warning, not for the weak of heart or whatever. And it'll be like, this child fucked a dog or something. It's like, why didn't you put that in the tags? That's so disgusting.
Because some of the note for the week of heart will just be like, and then you called them daddy.
Right.
Like, okay.
And the other one will
And
be
then
like
they kissed
straight up.
romantically.
Right. And then the others will just be like the most egregious, like, you need to be in prison for this type of shit. Like this fanfic you're reading.
Yeah. So he's like, you need to eat some food. Not too much so you don't get sick, but enough so that you don't get sick. It's an exact line.
Okay.
We can see the kind of writing we're dealing with.
Great writing.
And he's still thinking, like they're talking back and forth, and in his mind he thinks something similar to, if he wasn't so well trained, he wouldn't be able to resist.
Does he mean, like, biting him or
Kaito
fucking
thinks
him?
this.
Kaito is thinking this of a child.
Yes.
Like, biting him?
Yeah, because he's a vampire.
So he's not
So
thinking
that's why
about
he's the
fucking the
captain.
child.
I think he's thinking about both, if I'm gonna be honest.
I would believe both.
I was trying to give the fake
I said I
out.
think, but I know he's thinking about both.
Look, the tags may not have it, but we know.
I definitely found out. But basically,
Oh, I didn't know what you were saying, but now I'm disgusted.
I absorbed what you said.
Slowly.
Oh, God.
so he's like, your arm, it's gonna take a long time to heal, so you have to stay here in my manor. I can't give you back to your family.
I'd be like,
You're
take
just
me to
gonna
a
stay
hospital.
here because
Please.
check this out. He puts his like hand. I actually think he like licks the wound,
Delicious.
and it slightly heals it. He's like, you gotta stay here so I can heal it because
Why
I have this healing power.
With his tongue? Why can't he just sit there and lick his arm for like
Is that gonna come
half
into
an
play
hour?
again later?
No,
Okay, good.
Ugh.
not at all. And Conan's like, what the fuck?
Shady.
Conan's just a little bitch in this, I gotta say. He just goes with everything.
I was about to
that Kaito
say,
says.
he doesn't sound like he has a personality yet, even though he's been
No.
kidnapped and watched a man get decapitated.
Basically, everything Kaito wants him to do, he does.
That's the sign of bad writing. Wow.
It's the sign of good writing.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Only good writers can write 15,000 words, so...
But, so it's going through the days, and they're just having, like, a daily routine of, he flirts with a child, and then he goes to school.
That's me on
And
the
he
day.
comes back and flirts with the child again.
Wow. Why
Then
does
he
he go to
heals him a
school?
little bit, and then he
And
goes
he
to
grooms
sleep.
them and isolates them.
Well, he does do that later.
Well, that's just so cute.
Thank you. But one of these nights, Conan has a nightmare. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I
One of
had a
these
bad
nights.
dream about someone kidnapping me and licking my arm every day.
Oh wait.
And he goes into Kaito's room. Like, I had a nightmare. He's like, Kaito's like, it's okay. You were kidnapped by vampires. It makes perfect sense that you'd have nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
And Conan's like, ugh, I'm not dealing with you anymore, and he leaves. But as he's leaving, Kaito says, you can always come sleep with me if you get scared again.
I'm not about this.
I must reiterate, he's saying this to his child form.
Yes.
It is a teenager's brain in a child's body, saying this to his child form.
That's not it, Chief.
I should point out that Conan and what's his name, Kaito, they look identical.
They do.
They do. They've been mistaken by each other's love interests multiple times because the only difference is the fuzzy hair that Kaito has.
Like, they style the hair and then they look the same. So Kaito's probably looking at Conan, who's a child, but also being like, this kid looked just like me as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. No.
So, they're still going through the motions. Conan's just still accepting being here for some reason.
Why?
And at some point, Kid reveals that he's a vampire, but I felt like it was obvious. There have been multiple signs, like
Yeah.
the wound licking and the breaking the chains with
He
his
could
bare
have just
hands.
been a cannibal, though. So.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But at some point, he thinks he's wooed the child enough.
Ew.
Yep, okay.
I love that sentence.
You guys are gonna get help from this.
Am I?
Yeah, kind of.
Mm.
Because he calls Haibara, and he's
Why?
like, I need a temporary antidote.
Does
Get
he give
out!
him alcohol?
Get out!
Let me get the child drunk, and then once he's a teenager, I'm gonna fuck him.
Okay, hold
while he's
up.
drunk.
What is the timeline of this?
I don't
Because at some
know.
point she does come up with little drugs for him.
Yeah, it's
but it's
that.
still giving a drug to a child.
Yes, that is what he...
So that he could fuck an adult.
That's what he's asking for.
Why?
And she's like, why are you doing this?
Mm,
You can't do this.
You
This
can't.
is bad.
it's bad, Fudo.
And he's like, well, if you don't give me what I want, I might decide to just disappear with Conan. So I suggest you give me a temporary antidote.
Damn.
Okay. I was like, okay, bitch.
Kaito's a piece of
So
shit.
she basically has to. So she's gonna come over and give him a temporary antidote.
Mm.
And so when we get to the part where she comes over, he says something to her like, so how have you sated your hunger over the years? And I'm like, she's a vampire too.
What? What?
Is she
Like,
also
why?
a kid?
Yeah,
Does he-
she's in a kid form.
And he also wants to have sex with her, I assume.
I think he only likes little boys, not little girls.
Oh.
Okay, so he's that type of pedophile. Glad to know that's clarified.
But she gives him the temporary antidote and goes away.
Of course.
And at this point I was like, I assume this is so he can morally fuck the child, because when the antidote is given to Conan, he becomes his real self, his teenage form.
It's extremely painful, though.
Yeah,
Their bones
he
melt.
doesn't care. Also, he lies to him. He tells him it's a painkiller.
Oh! This is the complete opposite.
Also, imagine just like anytime you're given this, you know that the only reason why he's turning you back to your body is so he could have sex with you.
That's not it, Chief.
So Kid gives him the antidote, and his bones melt and reform, and he becomes his teenage
His
self.
skin stretches.
Oh.
And he's like, "Why did you give me this?"
It hurts.
Oh my god.
It hurts so much.
He was like, "What was this? What was in this painkiller?" And he's like, "I don't know. You should go take a shower."
No!
And so Conan,
He's trying to get between the cheeks.
the little bitch that he is, okay.
Just clean real good down
He
there.
goes to take the shower. He's like, "There's nothing suspicious with this."
Yeah.
He goes in the shower and then
Make
he
sure to
comes
not
out.
lock the door.
It's fine because he waits till after.
Oh.
And he comes out and he's all dripping wet, only wearing a towel.
That's so sexy.
And Kaito Kid's like, "I can't resist my vampiric lust anymore."
That's so awful.
He clearly wasn't planning to resist it. If he
He
did
wasn't.
this.
No, he wasn't expecting to get assaulted. What do you like? He's asking for it?
Are we talking about Kaito?
I'm
or
talking
we
about Kaito.
Yeah. Okay, I thought you were talking about Conan. I was like,
I
Okay,
used the
okay.
same words you used to describe.
And that's what confused us all.
I was just very confused by your obvious sentence, okay?
Whoops.
And so he comes up to him and wall slams him, I guess.
Of
Wow,
course,
that's
Conan
just
isn't
so
asking
hot.
for it. It's so...
What is that called? Kabe
Yeah.
Don?
Something like that.
Kabe Don?
Can you shut the fuck up, Lieb?
Look!
Wall
I'm trying
slam.
to get... Yeah.
Smack, smack.
Trying to give that nice perspective from a fucking loser, okay? So...
And so Conan's like, "What are you doing?" But he looks into Kaito's eyes, and Kaito's eyes go all swirly and red. And then Conan becomes charmed.
Yeah! Yeah!
She likes that.
Are you sure you like that in this situation?
He
No!
didn't consent. Let me just tell you. There was no consent at all. I'm assuming you don't care about that.
I don't, but...
He built up to this point, though, from Conan being a child.
You're right, okay.
Yes,
That's a
he
big
was a
no.
child
You're
the
right,
whole time.
you're right.
And then he
Yeah.
turned him into a teenager just so he could fuck him.
Honestly,
Okay, y'all are making this sound real
if there
bad.
was
Okay.
no antidote at all, he would have probably still fucked him.
No, because
It's
he still
true.
made comments like, "My vampiric lust."
Oh,
His
yeah,
virgin
his
blood.
virgin blood. Yeah, you're right. That's a big no.
So he starts sexually assaulting Jimmy Kudo.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And, he basically just rapes him. And
Can we link this in the description?
I'm not going to.
We're not going to link this one.
Because I don't
no.
like it.
Okay.
And when they're done with this, Jimmy Kudo runs out of the room, embarrassed and victimized.
Yeah.
And he goes back and locks
Wasn't
his door.
he charmed? What point did the charm wear off?
After the
After
rape.
the fucking...
Okay, so it wasn't just like... It didn't just escape his memory. He just remembered the entire
I
incident.
assume it's
It's
like
funny
being,
you're talking about memory. That'll come into play later.
Oh,
I
great.
assume it's like being roofied, but way worse.
That's awful.
Yeah. So he gets fucked, and then he runs away.
Were there non-con tags on this?
I'm
I'm just
I don't
curious.
know. If there was, I glanced over it because I always skip the tag in bold. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I usually don't care either, unless I see violent character death or whatever that damn tag is. I always skip that shit.
I always just like to know.
But Kaito's like, "Well, I promised I'd return him to his friends and family
After you
on the day after. So that's why I fucked him on this day.
Oh, okay.
So the next day he
He's a
returns him.
monster.
Broken and battered and bruised. Like,
You'd think, but as soon as he's about to drop him off, he's like to his head, and Conan's like, he falls asleep,
she's one.
and then he wakes up back with his friends and family,
Ah.
and he's like, "I don't remember what happened to me.
What?
His memories were wiped."
That's bullshit.
And I'm like, "That's fucked up. You raped him and then
Left
wiped the memories
What?
of it."
Well, I mean, it's good that he wiped the memory, but why even bother?
But
the
also,
author,
it's bad.
it's really. Did the author portray it as a rape or just as a?
Like one of those anime.
They
fucking
didn't portray
things.
it as a rape. It's like, oh, he starts to like it at some point. And so he's like, Kaito leaves him a note like, I'll return to you what was lost if you come here on this
My
day."
virginity?
Yeah, thanks.
He doesn't know that was lost.
Great.
And so Conan's like, I guess I have to go get my memories back. I'll go be there on this rooftop on this day. And he shows up and he's like, Kaito, what the fuck did you do to me? He's like, here, I'll return your memories.
Why?
Wow, don't. Why even bother?
Why?
What was the point of that? Padding?
I don't know. It was to get him to come back to Kaito, I think.
You
Why
could have
doesn't he
just
just
kept him
keep
with
him?
him.
Well,
Tie him to a fucking pole
Well,
again.
it's even more fucked up than if you just kept him, because he's emotionally manipulating him into staying with him, as we'll find out. Because then he explains that he's not just a vampire, he's a vampire king.
That's stupid.
Of course.
And
he
most
is.
vampires can pick their mate, okay? But vampire kings,
Pick children.
their mates are decided by just, like, it's like a soulmate, I suppose. Like, it's just random.
Uh-huh.
And if they don't get that mate as their, like, permanent blood bag forever, the vampire will die.
Good.
Well, then Conan needs to skedaddle.
And so he's like, Conan, if you don't stay with me at my manor and be my blood bag forever, I will die.
I would have been like, well, then maybe you shouldn't have raped me.
Yeah, maybe you should have charmed me, bought me some fucking chocolate.
But you don't get it. He started to like it, so it was just a
Oh, so
great
it's just
intimate
minor
moment.
rape.
It was an intimate moment between future lovers.
Okay. They can look back happily and be like, remember that time when you sexually assaulted me?
Remember that time when you emotionally manipulated me to join you forever?
That was such a romantic time.
So
I'm glad we're
time.
together.
Does he join him forever as a child?
Yes.
Do they take down the black organization
No.
to make... Okay, he's just a child, it's fine.
But they have a date. He's like,
A date with a child!
yes. Kaito's like, you'll learn to love me as I've learned to love you.
No.
So why don't we have a date so that you can get used to this arrangement?
No.
But I skipped the whole date chapter.
Thank God.
For everyone's
Thank
everyone's
God.
sanity. And I skipped to the last chapter.
Yeah.
And I was astounded
Oh.
because it was
Romantic.
Conan telling Ron over the phone that I did love you the whole time. I absolutely did love you.
Ron
However,
is Rachel, by the way.
I was like, Ron Stoppable. I forgot.
Who's Jimmy's love interest.
Childhood friend.
he's like, I did love you the whole time. That's true. However, this thing that's been keeping me away this whole time, it'll keep me forever. So I think you need to move on.
Okay.
I think you need to move on.
They're both pieces of
For
shit.
both of our interests. And I loved you the whole time, but it's sad and we can't be together. Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
And that's how it ends. It ends
What?
with Rachel crying off into the distance.
What? You could have just omitted her as a character. Like, you could have just forgot she was
hated
there.
Rachel.
God.
You know, there's a thing with, like, when you're with girls who, I'm generalizing, with girls
Yeah.
who like gay ships.
It's
They
true.
kind
They
of
hate
hate the girlfriend
They hate the
character.
girls. Look.
And they write her in a bitchy way. Ron was barely in this, so it wasn't in this one, but...
I will generalize as well that back in my gay phase of my gay ship phase of middle school, it was like I just fucking hated women. Okay. I was like, yeah, anal sex, man, that's what's up, man. I hate lesbians. Ew, lesbians.
Oh,
Why is
wow.
this girl beside this boy? And it's like, what? Why?
Everybody in middle school's ugly, but at least
Yeah.
you grew out of it.
Right.
Now you like lesbians.
Now I like girls a lot.
You like girls a whole lot.
A whole lot.
An awful lot, gosh, Joe.
Yes, women.
Yes.
Get it.
Now you're looking for a girlfriend.
Please.
How far we've all come.
And how we fall. How far we've fallen.
How far we've fallen for this podcast.
God.
Are you comfortable saying the name and the author of the fic?
No, I don't want to give them any credit.
Alright. What would you rate it of entertainment?
A solid 3 out of 10.
3 out of
It
10?
was boring and awful.
What about well writtenness?
A solid 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Oof.
I feel that.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 6 for entertainment because of what you've told me of the story. If I read it, I'd probably gouge my eyes out.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
well, my fics weren't long
That's fine.
at all. I don't know what to even start with. I have 3.
Starts with one thing.
You don't know why. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna ignore that entire breakdown, first of all, and second of all, the fact that I'm bringing more basicness to this episode.
What K-pop group is it? BTS?
BTS.
Yeah.
The only fucking group I read, because I've tried to read others, and it's just fucking illiterate 11-year-olds being like, so Ren from New East, like, raw dogged it? Like, stop. What the fuck did you say to me? So, I got my Tumblr fic. I think it is called Blood Rank 2. It's got a little Jimin gif at the top.
Oh, yay.
And it's Jimin X Reader. So, we're going to replace Reader with Riley.
Thank you. Oh my god, I love Jimin. He's
See,
my
Riley
favorite.
loves Jimin. It's fantastic, really. Because Riley is a lesbian.
Yeah.
And Jimin is a girl.
He's a woman.
He is a woman.
Fun fact, I think Jimin is like a gender neutral name too.
It is a gender neutral name. So I'm just going to quickly, because this episode's probably like 10 years long.
It's okay. It can be edited.
The first one is just Jimin. So the reader, Riley, is
Thank you.
the baddest bitch in school. She is the student council president.
Oh
man.
yes.
In this world, vampires all go to one high school. They're mixed with a bunch of humans.
Like Vampire Night.
Like
Yeah.
diabolic lovers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so nothing good then. But in this world, they do all go. They mix. I guess the only vampires in the world go to the school. I think. I don't know
Vampire
why.
Academy.
Yeah. God damn it.
Whoops.
But they all have, like, a high social ranking, so they're all fucking cool kids. And Riley is the coolest of the kids, because she's smart.
Oh my
She's
god.
hot.
Thank
And
you.
Just like real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she grants wishes, so people always come to her being like, I'll give you such and such if you can give me popularity, if you can give me fame.
Is she a genie?
I don't fucking know. But Jimin's got to struggle.
Yeah.
He's got his friend, Soo Young. I don't know who the fuck that is. It's probably another K-pop person, another girl. I don't know who that is. Didn't Google it. But Jimin was like, Soo Young, you're my bestie. Okay, I love you for life. But Soo Young is being pursued by Taehyung. The baddest human in school. The big bad.
Oh shit.
He is like he's like a greaser, man. He is like kicking up dust. He is making up a storm.
Making up a storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jimin is like not here for it. He's like, Soo Young's in danger. Okay, Taehyung's a bad boy. And she can't be around
Bad bitch.
she can't be around this bad boy. I have to get rid of him. But I'm kind of scared of him. I have to go to the only person that can deal with Taehyung. That'd be Riley.
Of course.
But Riley is the hottest bitch, man. So Jimin's like, I've had a crush on her since I've gotten to the school. And so he's like, I'm kind of nervous, but here we go. So he knocks on her door. And the secretary, the fucking secretary, I don't know what this damn girl's name is. Joohyun, I think. I don't know if that's a girl or a boy, I don't know. Either way, Joohyun's like, you have a scheduled meeting with Riley? He's like, no. this is an emergency. So she goes and she's like, excuse me, Riley? I know you finished up with your stuff for today, but this boy out here needs your help. Is it important? And she goes, I can smell who it is. I know who this is.
This is just like real life Riley.
Yeah.
All the time.
It's like, I know who this is, and it's absolutely important, so bring him in. So Jimin comes in, he's like, hello, Riley, thank you for having me. She goes, absolutely no problem, and she sits down on her love seat that's in her office because she's a student council president at a high school.
Right. Right.
And so Riley's like, yes, what can I do for you? He goes, Taehyung is bullying Soohyun, or whatever the fuck I said her name was. And I'm not here for it. So please, if you can do what you can to get rid of him in any way you see fit.
Was he bullying her or just pursuing her?
Pursuing, bullying, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. It could be a Bakugo situation. It could be both. It wasn't described well at all.
Okay.
He was like, essentially, Taehyung's bad news for this girl. That's the bottom line of it. And she's like, yes, I understand. I know of the boy. So, what are you going to do for me if I help you? And he's like, I've thought about that. I'm going to offer myself. Me. I will be your blood bag. And she goes, I like that idea. But she's like, I got to fuck with him first. Do you think you can really handle it, Jimin? Can you handle being grabbed by the neck and drug around the campus for all the vampires to be horny around to smell you and be like, that's a hot blood bag?
Oh.
And he's like, oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe. She's like, well, you got to make up your mind. Okay, can you do it or can you not? And he was, I'm gonna do it for my girl, Sue, whatever. And Riley's like, yeah. Okay. Well, just bend over, whatever, like bend your neck to the side, let me bite you. And he goes, wait. Is it gonna hurt?
Yeah, okay.
And she's like, well, if I do it wrong, then yes. And he's like, oh, please, no, I'm not good with pain. And Riley's like, all right. I know how to make it feel good. You have to feel pleasure first, and then when I bite you, it's like orgasmic. He's like, pleasure? What does that mean? Like, she's like, bitch, and grabs his cock and is like,
yeah.
Like, let's go, son. This is what I'm talking about. And he's like, but I'm a virgin. She's like, well, that's about
virgin blood.
She's like, well, that's all about to change. So Riley does the boy. And the boy's like, wow, this is the best first time in the world. And she's like, okay, now bend your neck over and bites. So he does. He comes, obviously. He's like, that was, wow, I guess I'm your blood bag now. And she's like, all right, so what would you like me to do about Tay? And he's like, I don't care what's going to happen between us.
Sue who?
Sue? I don't know. The story ended there.
Uh-huh.
He really was like Sue who?
Sue?
Who is this girl?
I don't
Who
know.
is this girl? The only girl I see right now is you, baby.
I got you, Riley.
Riley.
Don't like that.
I really don't. I was like, this is okay. Whatever the fuck that was. I'm not ever here for these plots, but Jesus Christ. That was a horrible plot.
Yeah.
Was the sex good?
It was alright.
It was alright.
Sisters had sex.
It was alright.
All of mine have sex. That's the only reason I read fanfiction.
See, I was in line for the sex, and then there was.
There was another. That's so shit. Alright, my next one, real quick, is Needy.
Yeah.
It is.
Is that AO3?
It is AO3.
Yeah.
I've moved on to the last two, which are AO3 fixed. They're both gay.
Yeah.
This one has Vampire Seokjin and Human Taehyung. I'm gonna go through this one real quick because it was really not for me, but it's in my favorite. So
Yeah.
like essentially, Tay and Jean have been together for Lord knows how long, a while, and they're just so in love with each other. It's sickening. It's disgusting. I think the author was like, yeah, I was in some type of mood, and I had to write them being in love, so I did. So, like, they wake up one morning, the curtains wide open, perfect for Seokjin the vampire.
Yeah.
And Jean's like, well, let me go ahead and describe the fact that I got a present from my uncle, which is a necklace, and that lets me stay in the light.
Who cares?
Like, or you could have just closed the fucking blinds and not told me about this.
It's unnecessary.
Just have it be the evening.
Right.
I don't understand.
I was like, okay, whatever.
What if they were like, the vampire queen was killed, so this is the first sunrise?
Oh, God.
No! Why?
It all connects.
Every vampire story connects.
Oh my god, imagine if we ever read a fic where they connected and we didn't.
Like,
I'm still waiting for the one day when two of us read the same fic somehow.
Make it
it's a small
happen.
chance.
It's
you know?
unlikely.
It's so unlikely.
But I'm waiting for it.
But let's see. Taehyung and Jean wake up. They're like warm in each other's arms. And Jean's like, good morning, my love. And he's like, good morning. I missed you. And fucking Jean's like, but I invaded your dreams again last night, didn't I? Using my vampiric powers.
What is this vampire dream shit?
I have no
just don't
fucking
understand
idea.
it.
Fucking Taehyung's like, nah, what? Like, are you invading my dreams now? Running away to other people's dreams is what he said. And Jean's like, now why would I do that when I have the most beautiful man that I've ever laid my eyes on under me right now?
Ugly.
And I was already like, but it just kept going. So there's just an entire morning scene of them being like,
Hey, I can sum it down. I can sum it up for everyone. Ilu.
there you go.
I basically read the whole thing.
That was it. That was the entire verse. Like, they're like, yes, I love you. Remember our first date? That went horrible. Why are you still with me? Because you're a beautiful prince. Aha, ooh. It was so bad.
Oh my goodness.
So they were about to fuck again because they're so in love. And Jean was like, but first let me feed because I'm hungry. First of all, let me tell you that I hate the word feed.
Yeah, it's really
am I a
ugly.
fucking chicken?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you say that? No.
Ooh.
Paige, would you like to feed? You got me. I got you.
Yeah.
You got my sweaty hand.
I sure got your sweat. Let's not move it.
Don't move it.
Okay. So, I don't like feed. Anyway. They're over here.
It's like you dunked your hand in the sink.
It's so bad. We're not moving our hands until the end of this. Anyway. Jean and, Jean was about to feed.
Yeah.
And then, as he was biting into him, sucking a little bit of the blood, he was like, hold up. V, did you invite Jungkook over? No one's gonna know what I said. Jungkook over.
John who?
Jungkook. But, he was like, no? Wait, what? Is today Saturday? Is it 1 o'clock already? And he's like, yes, it is Saturday. Why? And he's like, I invited Jungkook over so that we could study. Wow. And you were in the middle of eating my neck. Oh, well. So Jean's like, you better get ready then. I'm going to use my super speed powers to clean up the house. So he cleaned up the house, and V put on a better shirt or whatever. And so they go to the door, and there's Jungkook and his super hot boyfriend, Min Yoongi.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hello. We didn't interrupt anything, did we? They're like, ha, no, you've already walked in on us once, okay? Never again. So they all sit down, and they're like, are you sure we didn't interrupt anything? They're like, why are you asking me that? Okay, look, you didn't interrupt anything. They're like, then what's the blood on your lips for, Sok Jin? And he was like, oh no, you got me.
Oh, no. And it was just blood on my lip for a really long time.
Whoops. Fucking V's like, whoops. Yeah, he was trying to feed. We were gonna do something, but then you guys came over. Like, oh well, we're here now, so we're not leaving. And so Jungkook, what the hell did I say?
You're trying not to say Jungkook.
I'm trying my best. Jungkook.
We say Jungkook because of like a Watch Mojo video or something.
Yeah, some vapid channel for like white girls was like, yes, so Jungkook has to do a rigorous workout. And we were like, Jungkook. But Jungkook and V are close friends, close human friends. And Seokjin is a close vampire friend with witch boy Yoongi. He's a witch. Whoa, that's so important to the story.
Wow, he's magical.
Whoa. And so everyone's like, the human boys are like, let's do a bit of studying. But the magical boys are like, you guys are so hot and I can't keep my hands off you. I love you so much. And they're all the time like, you smell so good. You smell so good, baby. And stuff like that. Baby. And so they're like, wow, now we're all getting really, like, horny because we should probably, we're not going to study. It's not possible. Somebody pop on a movie.
Is this going to be an orgy?
You wish.
You
Fucking Jungkook is like, please, I won't ask you again. Please put on a vampire movie. Come on, do it for me. And they're like, Jean's like, come on, they're a disgrace. Like, they're a fucking joke. Okay, so don't put on the movie. And he's like, please, I'll never ask you for anything again. And he's like, fine. And Yoongi's like, all right. We get to learn about your heritage, like, your life story,
I'd
man.
start beating someone.
And Jean was like, shut the fuck up, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Okay. Yoongi's like, fuck you, Edward Cullen. And I was like, ugh, what the hell is this joke?
Why?
And so they were all watching this garbage movie, and then, of course, they were still fiddling, so they were like, okay, we're all getting a little bit too worked up here. Y'all need to go the fuck home, okay? So leave. So they left, and Jean's like, are you gonna play with me some more, because I was feeding earlier, and now I'm still horny. And he's like, well, I've got to go to work, but I promise you, later, I got you, boy. And so he goes to work, he comes home, and he's like, oh, I completely forgot all about that, haha. And he ignores Jean for the next, fucking 3 days. And Jean, eventually his eyes are all red, and he's like, I have to feed. And so V's like, okay, I did promise you. All right, I got you. Come on over. And so they bite, and then they fuck. And I, honest to God, don't think there's anything else to this god-awful fanfic, so please don't tease. Wouldn't dream of it, baby. Let me see.
Oh.
Wanna ride me? No, I don't. Good boy.
Uh-huh.
Eat me. Oh my God, this goes on forever. I'm not magic. Okay. Draw your line there. No problem. This is nothing.
Those are some wonderful quotes.
That was it.
Draw your line?
Yeah, it's not during the sex scene. It was just like, draw your line.
Okay.
Lines were drawn.
Lines were
I
drawn.
would hope.
Okay.
And crossed.
Oh, I wouldn't hope for that.
The last fic I'll talk about real quick is fucking Insatiable. And it's fucking Suga and Jimin. I was like, I kept wanting to say Soongi, and that just didn't work. It was, Jimin's an old-ass vampire boy. And
the tags!
Look, they're not good, okay?
Jimin in panties.
I forgot all about that.
Min Yoongi is whipped and has a big dick.
Hey, that's a good tag.
Okay.
But go on.
Well, Jimin's one of the oldest vampires in the world at this point. And he's got his 3 bitches at home. They're unnamed, but they are all blood bags. His company boss dude's like, I need you to go to this meeting over in Korea, okay? Because you're really intimidating in the face. It's kind of scary, and I don't even give a shit about this meeting. You're just really intimidating. So go to it, make a good impression, goodbye. So he flew over to Korea, and he's like, I haven't fucking eaten in so damn long. I am so hungry. But it's fine. I'm gonna go to this meeting. So he went to the meeting. The meeting was shit. And
As expected for most meetings.
Yeah. So he leaves, and he's walking down the, into the lobby, and he's like, alright, I'm about to leave because this is fucked. But then he smells this beautiful smell of, like, fucking lavender and some kind of fucking cigarette or something like that. He's like, oh, fuck, I've got to feed, I'm so hungry. And Yoongi looks over, and he's like, whoa, what a hot bitch, what a hot guy.
What a hot bitch.
Hot bitch. Yeah, okay.
Whoops. And Jimin's like, I gotta go. So he covers his face and runs out into the parking lot or whatever, goes down an alleyway, and he's like, I'm so hungry, but I have to get back to Japan. I don't have any blood bags here. I mean, people. But,
Blood bags, I mean people.
Whoops.
Where are my blood horse?
My blood horse.
Where my blood horse?
And so fucking Suga follows after, and he's like, whoa, I see you there. You looking pretty sick. Are you alright? And he's like, get the fuck away from me. You smell so good. Get the hell away from me. He's like, Are you a vampire? And he goes, how did you know? What in the world? He's like, my brother's a vampire. He just recently got turned, so I know how to deal with you. He's like, what kind of vampire are you? My brother's a fucking, I don't know what the hell he called it. I don't remember what it was called, like an egotist? No, that definitely wasn't it.
There's different vampires in this thing?
Different vampires in the
Is this like the vampire lore?
I don't know, okay. It's animalistic, essentially.
Okay.
Are you an animalistic type? And he's like, no, what the fuck? I'm not a barbarian. And he's like, okay, well, you can't be this kind of vampire, because blah, blah, blah. Are you a carnal vampire? And he's like, yes, I am. He's like, well, I know how to deal with you.
My brother's one, too.
Yeah, no. He's like, I've heard about carnal vampires. You guys are rare. He's like, yeah, I am rare. And I'm fucking old. And you're a human. I don't have time for this. I just need to get back to Japan. He's like, but you're drooling right now and your eyes are red. Bitch, I know what's up. So we're going to go to your house. So they go to his house and they start like fiddling on the elevator.
Fiddling.
And he's like, how do you know what to do, man? Like, I know you've heard about us, but how do you know? And he's like, look, I'm horny, you're horny. Once you get me off and then eat my blood, you're going to drink my blood, not eat my blood. You drink my blood, you're gonna be satiated forever, man. It's gonna be good. So he strips him. He's wearing the Jimin panties.
I came prepared.
Yeah. He's like, wow, you look great. And so with Yoongi's superhuman strength, which I don't know why he's got that in this fic, but he's got it. He's like, yeah, throws him onto a wall and starts like fucking with him or whatever, to the point where Jimin's just fucked. Like, he's just out of it, man. And he's like, oh my god, let me bite you. He's like, nah, I gotta get you off. I gotta get you off, boy. So they did the deed. Finally, Jimin bit Suga. And then fucking Jimin's eyes turned golden. And fucking Suga's like, wow, you look beautiful. I've never seen someone so gorgeous. I'm like, bitch, what do gold eyes look like? That sounds like shit. But he's like, yeah, you look so beautiful. He's like, what, my eyes are golden? Are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm not fucking colorblind, dude. Like, your eyes are beautiful. So he's like, oh my god, golden eyes mean that a vampire is completely satiated and doesn't have to feed for another, 10 fucking years, man.
What?
You fucked me so good, and I ate or drank your blood so good that I'm satiated for 10 years. Tongue technology, man.
What the fuck?
But he was like, okay, but you did me so well. I'm ditching the 3 whores in Japan, and I'm just gonna be with you. And the fucking story ends with it being like, yeah, he never, even though he was satiated or whatever, he was fine, he was satisfied. He kept biting Yoongi because it was so good. And it was like, even when, I think the line was something like, even when Jimin bit him 10 years later and finally turned him into a vampire himself, so they're both vampire lovers, they were still together. And I was like, they got married. It was beautiful.
Ugly.
It was, yeah.
But one has aged 10 years.
Yeah. I don't know what Suga looks like now. Fucking bearded old man. But it's fine because now they're in love and they're together forever.
Wait a minute. Why did he need to be, hungry again to turn him into a vampire?
No, I think he just... I actually have no idea. Maybe he just waited 10 years. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It went from literally sex scene to... And then 10 years later, when he actually did the deed, I was like, okay. That was a beautiful fic. So there's my filth, my BTS
What would you
trash.
rate it on entertainment? All of those.
Let me see. The first one, a 3 out of 10. It's not entertaining at all. The well-writtenness, I guess I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
Alright.
It was fine. The second one, a 2 out of 10. Because what entertainment is there to be had with,
Ew.
wow, I love you, my prince.
You're right.
But it was well-written. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And then Insatiable was actually a little bit more interesting, even though I flew through that one for the review. But I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for interesting and an 8 out of 10 for well-written.
Was
pretty good.
that the best sex scene in that one?
Yes. Bar the panties. God, that was ugly. I can't get behind men in panties.
It's fine, you don't. Oof.
It's a big no on my end, but whatever. So that's it.
Yay.
So now all we have to do is pick out the tag for next week. And I think Holly should pick it out. Even though you're not going to be a part of it.
I'm not, but y'all have to invite me the day that you do hybrids if y'all haven't already.
We haven't because
We
I haven't
haven't.
been wanting to go into it because I've been like,
Okay.
that's a lot of history.
Or-
It's a lot of history. One day.
We're amping up in, awfulness of the tag. So we did vampires. So what's
That's
the next
true.
step for us, do you think?
Oh man, I don't know. Let me think.
You can even choose a fandom if you want.
Oh god. Let me see. Well, we have to go ending it off with my boy band to a One Direction. You'll have to read a good One Direction fanfic. Make it some kind of dumb AU, some kind of timeline AU, 1970s or 19. It doesn't have to be a specific year. Just some people are like, this is a 1930s AU, and it's like, why? But if you can find one. Into the Past AU for One Direction.
I knew one day we'd do One Direction.
I did
I
it.
wasn't looking forward to it.
Thank you for bringing us to this One Direction stage.
We have to go, we have to think what's lower than vampires. One Direction. So, there you go.
One Direction vampire.
There you go. No, don't, please.
I don't hate myself that much. Jesus.
I don't think anyone can hate themselves that much.
A lot of people do,
Okay,
Holly.
God damn it.
Well, that was this. Yep.
Yep.
That was it for this episode
Yay.
Yeah.
of the Leftovers podcast. That's how Cooper does it.
Oh.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Who are you talking to?
One listener. Can you please?
Okay.
Hey, one listener, did you follow Riley's and Paige's Twitter? It has amazing content.
Hey, could you leave, like, a comment for once? Maybe ask a question? That'd be great.
They're
Listen.
like, put an intro.
Okay, hold on.
What?
I
Thanks.
think we need an intro, we do.
You're right.
If you leave a comment or ask a question right now, guarantee we'll see it, and guarantee we'll say it on the next episode, because it'll be the only one.
We will say it.
So, if you're looking for that attention you ordered...
I will
It's
edit
here.
y'all an intro if he makes that comment. So fucking do it, man. Sad ass podcast.
You're on it!
What?
You're sad!
You right.
This is where you belong.
Yeah.
You don't belong on anything better than this.
That's what my parents said.
Alright, well, that's it. Goodbye. See you next
Toodaloo.
week.
Forever. I got my own chair because I'm a thick bitch.